Thank you for listening to REED-BBS.
REED-BBS. BBS. Well, just about fight day. Saturday, February 22nd. The last Crescendo. His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's virtually giving this shit away. $26.99. Now, if you're too cheap to pay $26.99 for a stacked pay-per-view such as this, I really don't know what else to say. I definitely question your fandom as a boxing fan because these men put their lives on the line for us. And I get it. When pay-per-view, $75, $85.99, $100 and something dollars. But when it's $26.99, come on now. Let's pony up a little something. Put something, reward the game that has rewarded you so much. Put $26.99 on this shit, all right? All right, enough preaching. Let's talk about the cards, the bouts on the cards, I'm trying to say. Of course, in my last video, I told you how disappointed I was that Shakur Stevenson, his fight with Schofield was called off. Shakur is my favorite fighter on this particular card. And yeah, he's fighting TBA, basically. Josh Padley. It would be nice if Shakur got this dude out of there, since none of us have heard of him. But that said, and while Shakur again is one of my 5 current favorite fighters, there's no traces of fanboy over here. I keeps it a buck, and I call a spade a spade. So let's look at the evidence. Last minute opponent, 2-3 days of prep time, if that. Huge stage to fight on. With all those ingredients, this has all the makings of a safety first, take no chances, not even one chance Shakur fight. It has all the ingredients for that. Shakur UD 12. That's the most likely scenario here. In fact, it's the only scenario here. Hopefully there's at least a knockdown or 2 in the process. And hopefully Padley comes to do more than just collect a paycheck, which you can't really ask given the 5 days notice of this shit. Getting into other bouts, Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith. This is a true crossroads bout. Is Buatsi a contender or a pretender? Is Callum Smith just a gatekeeper now? I really don't. The beauty of these fights is I really don't know who to pick in a lot of these. And Smith, based on what I've seen the guys, a prime Callum Smith, I would be inclined to favor him over Buatsi. The little bit I've seen of Buatsi. But I don't think Callum Smith's in his prime. We're even near it anymore. I think that beatdown at the hands of BETERBIEV in particular probably took a little something out of him. I think the promotion knows it. And therefore, Callum Smith is here to boost the name of Joshua Buatsi. I don't know how, but I'm thinking Buatsi wins this one, probably by a decision. Zhilei Zhang, Big Bang Zhang against Ajit Kabayel. Big Bang, it always boils down to weight with my man. That seems to always be the theme with him. We never can get past that. 287 and a half. That's too goddamn much, man. You in the 290s. I said in my last related video, even the 280s was too heavy for Big Bang. And against Kabayel, who's not special in any regard, this tells me that Zhang's output won't be what it should be or what it could be, and he could fuck around and get outworked here. I'm still going to rely on the power of Big Bang. I'm going to rely and bet on that, even though I really don't want to. Give me Big Bang by a KO. But if his ass gets outworked, it won't surprise me at all, and it'll be his own fucking fault if that's the case. Virgil Ortiz, Israel Madrimov. This is by far the hardest fight of this card to pick. My heart is definitely with Virgil Ortiz. You know about the Dallas-Fort Worth area ties, and therefore I'm going to pick him. I'm fanboy for that. But Madrimov, he showed... Here's the question with Madrimov. Is he as good as he looked against Bud, or was he just good enough to make a good showing and lose against an all-time great? To lose against an all-time great. He has a chance to show who he is against Verge. Madrimov is the more athletic quantity here. So if it's a boxing match, it's going to be all Madrimov. He's quicker than Verge, more athletic. He's got more wiggle and bounce to him. But if it's a fan-friendly fight, then that's telling me that that's what the doctor ordered for Verge, and things will be going Verge's way. I think that give me Verge by a late stoppage here. I think he'll be trailing in the fight, but just as he ramped up the urgency when he felt like he might have been losing the Bohachuk fight, I think Verge has another gear that he could take this to, which will prove to help him be victorious against Madrimov. Give me Verge by like a 10th round, a late stoppage, 10th, 11th round stoppage over Madrimov. But again, he'll have to come from behind to do so. Carlos Adames versus Hamza Shariz. I feel like Turki Al-Sheikh is doing his Muslim homie a solid. He's either doing that or he's leading him to slaughter here. Adames is credible. He's been lukewarm against Gachet, and he did stop Julian J-Rock Williams, but J-Rock was a junior middleweight. Y'all met at middleweight. J-Rock was good like 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago. Y'all just fought a couple years ago, so that J-Rock win ain't really what it's not as valuable as it looks on paper, which means we can get a false sense of Adames based on that. Give me Shariz here for no particular reason than I think it's his time. And speaking of time, Adames has had more than enough to show us he's really that guy, and he hasn't distanced himself. So I think Turki is doing the homie a solid here. We did have Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker. Dubois has pulled out. I don't even know why. After the Schofield pullout, when I heard Dubois pulled out, I had no interest in why. You're not going to be on the card. You're not going to be on the card. One of my favorite names to say in all of boxing, I won't be able to say, fuck it, okay. In steps, Martin Bacoli. Dubois out, Bacoli in. Now, Bacoli, at the weigh-in, speaking of weigh-ins, I was getting on Big Bang for being heavy. Joseph Parker came in at like 260-something, by far the heaviest of his career. I think that was a mistake to have come in heavy against Dubois. I think Parker should rely on his craft to win that fight, but now that fight's out the window. You're fighting Bacoli, who's a destructive force, just as Jared Big Baby Anderson. But Bacoli, they called him last minute. That motherfucker 315. He weighed in at 315, so his conditioning is shit for this. He literally came in on like 2-3 days notice. So he's going to be a fat, jet lag, last minute replacement ass motherfucker. Parker should for sure win this fight, but that weight has me wondering. If he came in at his normal weight, hell, Parker for the first 3-4 rounds do nothing but tire out Bacoli and then ramp it up and beat Bacoli decisively, beat him 8-4, 7-5, some shit like that by a decision. This extra weight, that could, no pun intended, but literally weigh Parker down. And the less mobile you are, the more danger you're in against Bacoli. That said, 315 pounds, this late in the game, he ain't an 11th hour replacement. This motherfucker's a 12th hour replacement. So I'm going Parker by decision here. It'll be an ugly fight. Bacoli will tire pretty quickly, and he'll lose the fight as a result. And of course, the main event, Artur BETERBIEV versus Dimitri BIVOL. As I've stated, I think a little bit less of both men after seeing them in the ring with each other. I'm hoping one of them steps up and steps out, distances himself from this particular pack. Show that, yeah, I'm that guy. I mean, BETERBIEV won the first fight, and I picked BETERBIEV to win the first fight, but I felt like BIVOL won it. And I left that fight thinking if either man could do more than he did in that first fight, it was BIVOL. BETERBIEV, 40 years old, what you see is what you get with him. So unless BIVOL is just stupid, gets caught with a stupid shot, which I don't foresee, he's the one who can be better here. He'll be more aggressive. He'll still fight off his back foot primarily, because that's what he has to do. He don't want to get slaughtered here. but he's going to pick his spots and his pockets of aggression to a degree that I think he will win a close decision in this one. So give me BIVOL by a close 12-round decision over BETERBIEV, which lays the foundation for them to do a third fight, which will delay David Benavidez's hoped-for shot at the undisputed light heavyweight title. But there it is. Those are my predictions for the last Crescendo this Saturday, the 22nd. And give me your thoughts. Subscribe, comment. Remember, sharing is caring. Love tap and/or bitch slap that like button for you, boy. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.